Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial video. This is my second tutorial video and today I'm going to be showing you how to build two different designs of chicken farms. The first one without comparators for when you've just started out in the world and haven't quite gotten to the nether yet. You haven't quite gotten that diamond pick and built up some obsidian to get yourself into the nether. So this one is without comparators. Unfortunately it does require a redstone clock, as you can see back here, and is probably not very good for slower computers or phones or an Xbox, so just bear that in mind. And the other thing is that this one does require a comparator and it is probably a little bit more safer, and I will explain the two as they go along. But let's go straight into building them. Now, as per normal, I'm going to be putting a list of the things that you need into the description, first for both with the comparators and without the comparators. But first off, you're going to need to put a chest down here and with a hopper into the backs, and then put a half slab on top of that. Now this is just the first part of it, so now we need to build up with a building block, and I'm just using glass here because it's nice and it's visible. Noting that if you do put a block on top of the chest, it either has to be a transparent block by glass, or a half slab on the top, or a staircase with the bottom bit facing down. Anyway, from here you want to put a block here. Again, it can be transparent, and a dispenser facing in. From here we want to put I think it's a 3x3 area with this one in the corner. Get rid of those two, and with 3 repeaters. I think 4 repeaters, each of them on 1 tick, or 2 ticks I should say, and redstone dust. So you need 4 redstone dust there. Now to get this started on the clock, we need to get ourselves a redstone torch. So that's one thing you'll need. Torch. A redstone block will do it just as easily, but you need to be able to mine the redstone block in the time it takes the signal to go all the way around. So we just do that, and as you can see, the signal is now going round and round and round. Now the next bit is to build a hopper, to put a hopper in there, and this is where your adult chickens are going to grow. Now we just need to build this up a little bit more, like so, and you do need to make sure that you enclose this bit over here with glass, because I found that the baby chickens do have a habit of phasing through the corners and then escaping into your compartments. Now the last thing that you need to do is put a bucket of lava here, and as you can see, the bucket of lava isn't quite hitting this slab here, and that's where the baby chickens will get dispensed into there, and they'll just grow up. The baby chickens will not get hit by the lava, but the adult chickens will, and then their cooked remains are going to go into the hopper and then into the chest. The last thing that you need to do here is build up your chicken holder. Again, these don't have to be transparent blocks, but I'm just using them anyway. And next you need to do is find some chickens. I'm just going to spawn a couple in. And one thing you also need to do is get some seeds, so you can breed those chickens. And let's see, so we'll put 2 chickens in just to demonstrate. And this is where you probably want to just leave it, like, you want to be really careful here because the chickens could jump out. But if you just continually breed them, you should eventually get some baby chickens, and those baby chickens will stay in there, they'll grow up. You just keep repeating, keep breeding them, keep doing such and such, and eventually they will lay eggs and go into here. Now I'll just show you those eggs, show you the eggs popping into the bottom compartment. And where are they? So I'll just jump them from the top. So like so. And so now you can see the eggs are now going into the hopper, I believe, and into the dispenser one by one, and they're slowly getting dispensed out into here. And those baby chickens are now, even though their heads are in the lava, they're not actually getting hit by the lava. So this is the redstone clock version. It doesn't require a comparator, so it's quite easy to build at the start when you're just starting out and you've got a bit of iron, a bit of stone. I would recommend that this slab here not be wood unless you've got fire tick off. So this is a relatively cheap thing to build, but the next bit is a little bit more safer for, I suppose, for realms and for a server without, for a server if you're just with a lot of other players. So let's get into that design. Now once again we're going to start with the chest, and I need to get myself a chest and a hopper. So chest, and I'm going to hopper. So once again we're going to need to build a chest, a hopper into the back of that, a slab. So as you can see, the first part of this is the same. And a dispenser, build that up, and like so. And once again we need a 3 square bit over here. That one needs to be empty though, actually. And once again this is the corner. Now instead of putting the repeater there, we put a comparator like this, so the detection end is on this side, a redstone dust, repeater and repeater facing into the dispenser, to another 4 dust there, and there we go. So these two need to be on the single tick as you lay them out. Then once again start putting the glass in. Don't forget these corner ones. Yep, so build this up, not that one. And here we go. I'm gonna fly, and we are nearly there. So once again the lava goes in here, and I forgot my hopper actually. Into there. The glass goes all the way around here, and there we go. So this is, once again, it's pretty much the same except the redstone is slightly different. And the advantage of this one is that instead of always running like this clock is, so this one's always going to be running, and you're probably going to get a bit of lag if you've got a phone, if you're playing on a phone or a Xbox. This one is a little bit different in that the items will only go through, only only be dispensed if the comparator detects stuff. So once again we'll dump some eggs in, and you can see that every time that the comparator detects an item, it's going to send a redstone signal through here back into the dispenser, which will fire the dispenser. Now this thing that I've noticed with this one is that playing in the realms, that this tends to block up. So the eggs, so if I go away a little while, this one tends to fill up with eggs. It's got too many eggs, and the redstone signal's permanently stuck on, so it doesn't keep firing this. And then what you have to do then is just go into the dispenser, remove all the eggs, and it should continue to work again. And as you can see, this thing is working like a charm. And there we have it, 2 completed farms. And this one obviously is for when you've just started out in your first 5 days or so of your world, and this one is a little bit more for your later on when you've actually been to the nether, when all your friends are starting to complain about your continually laggy base. So I hope this has been informative, and that you can build one or both of these chicken farms, because they're relatively quick to build and relatively cheap as well for what they are. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to leave a like and subscribe to see more tutorials and realms videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!